How's everyone doing? I have a review on a book that I feel like a lot of you have been kind of itching to hear my opinion on, and that is, not surprisingly, Allegiant by Veronica Roth. I picked this book up the day after it came out. Yeah, the day after it came out, and I finished it last weekend, something around then. It's been a few days since I finished it. This is the third book in the Divergent trilogy, for those of you who may be a little confused, haven't seen the hype around all the other people reviewing this book. We're gonna have some problems with this shiny cover. By the way, possible spoiler alert for Divergent and Insurgent. No spoilers for Allegiant, but sometimes you just gotta reference stuff from other books and I don't want to disappoint anyone, so feel free to just wander away if you don't want to be spoiled. Allegiant picks up right after Insurgent does, with the release of the video and sort of the downfall of, oh my god, we aren't the only ones left, basically. They realize that there is something outside these walls of this compound, I guess, that Trish has been living in and believing was the only thing out there her entire life. Obviously, when something big like this happens, she's not going to shy away from the opportunity, nor is Tobias or any of her other friends. They want to figure out what is outside these walls, especially after the showdown of Insurgent and all of the horrible things that have happened. There's plans made involving Triss's brother Caleb and sort of figuring out what's going to happen with him after he sort of betrayed their family, and obviously Triss isn't too happy about that. They make a plan with Caleb, they make a plan to haul ass out of there, and the book sort of builds from there. I'll say they do obviously find out what is outside the compound, but I feel like figuring out what exactly is going on is half the fun of reading this book, is having that last set of questions answered and them realizing stuff that we've already realized, in that they are in a dystopian society and they are in a Chicago of the future in what was once the United States of America. I mean, we figured that out, they don't know that, but other than that, a lot of the information and how it falls together is something that I think you would appreciate reading and not having me tell you. So all in all, it's a little hard for me to describe this book without giving too many things away, but I will say that I liked it better than Insurgent, but not quite as much as Divergent. Divergent still takes the cake for me in terms of the awesomeness that was the book. Insurgent, as you probably know, was a little lackluster. This one definitely lifted things back up for me. I left it with a better taste in my mouth, but there was some moments in this where I was like, oh hot damn. Allegiant is told not only from Triss's point of view, but from Tobias's point of view, so the chapters will jump and it'll say whose point of view you're reading from. Sometimes I would forget whose point of view I was reading from. I would just assume I was reading from Triss because I was used to reading from her point of view, and then something would come up and I'd be like, wait a minute, how does Triss know that? Why is Triss thinking that? And then I would have to flip back and realize that I was actually reading from Tobias's point of view. So that was a little weird sometimes. It definitely threw me off a bit, and I kind of wish it hadn't been a thing, but at the same time, it did add something to the story. You got to follow stuff that wasn't directly involved around Triss. You got to kind of see what Tobias was doing when Triss was doing other things. You get to meet some new characters. You get to find out what's beyond the compound of dystopian Chicago, and I really liked that point of it. I liked figuring out what was going on. I liked meeting some of these people who were involved outside of things, of who we had previously known, and sort of seeing how Triss and Tobias and Christina and those guys reacted to being there. With all of her books, there is always a big climactic ending where something crazy goes down and people always die and things always happen, and I know that there has been a lot of talk about the ending of this book and people saying that they hated the ending so much. I'm not gonna say I hated the ending, honestly. I was really surprised that Veronica Roth did what she did, wrote what she wrote. I'm actually kind of proud of her for making an ending like that. I feel like most authors would be afraid of pulling off such a dramatic ending, knowing that people would hate it and would be angry with her. But at the same time, these books have never shied away from, you know, having those horrible events happen, having people get hurt, having people die, having people betray other people. It's part of these books. So if she hadn't done something dramatic at the end, I don't think it would have really been in line with the rest of the stories that she'd written. Even though I was definitely upset I'm still really proud of her for pulling off the ending that she did, and I can't really say that I hated it. I was impressed, honestly. All of that being said, I think I'm gonna rate it 4 out of 5 stars. That's what I put on Goodreads, but obviously they don't do half stars on Goodreads. It was either 4 or 4.5, but I think I'm gonna stick with 4. 4, Tobias, 4, huh? Better than Insurgent, faster pace, more stuff going on, less moping around, but not quite as awesome as Divergent. There were some moments between Tris and Tobias, some of their like lovey-dovey moments where I was like, okay, thanks for the details. I just didn't really need them. I just didn't want them. I didn't care enough. I was like, you know, I don't really want to read this right now. I want to read other stuff. I want to find out about this world. There was just some elements of it that I just wasn't feeling, and it doesn't live up to Divergent, so. I know a lot of you have read this and a lot of you have opinions on it, so feel free to put stuff below, but please try to remain spoiler free. No revealing some of the big stuff that goes down, because that would just be mean. Let me know, did you love or hate the ending without giving anything away? As always, all of our links are in the doobly-doo. We got our Twitter and a Goodreads and book depository link. Thank you guys very much for watching, and I'll see you later. I feel like it's been a bit since I filmed a video, but I don't know what's going on. Anyway. I have a big review. No, that's not a lie. Dude, why is my hair like doing funky things today? Yeah, okay.